I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.
What's going on, WBPTV family? We are your hosts, Camilio Salamander. We got KB the Mark in the building.
Cause I'm a fucking mark for this shit.
Today we got week 6 of wrestling. So, you know, we basically just sit down, listen. We about to breeze through this shit because it was a lot of shit to talk about, mainly for AEW standpoint, because in my opinion, I really believe AEW produced the better wrestling this week. So, without further ado, KB, go ahead and take over.
Camilio Salamander, I'm gonna make them mad today.
Yeah, I think we both about to make them mad.
My show, my company, AEW, put on a fantastic show. I can't wait to get into it. Let's jump right into Monday Night Raw. Like you said, like Salamander said, we are going to breeze through this. WWE really had a letdown this week. They had a nice main event on both shows. Both shows had really decent main events. But this, like Salamander said, this week was dominated by AEW on Wednesday. We had the Quiz Bowl for Monday Night Raw between Alpha Academy, RK Bro. RK Bro won that. We then had an Alpha Academy versus the Street Profits. I thought this was a decent match. I've seen it enough on Smackdown, though. The Alpha Academy got the win. Hometown hero or hometown boy MVP. Hometown boy Bobby Lashley and MVP had a promo segment next. It was just to have Bobby Lashley cut every babyface promo in their hometown. We had an Alexa Bliss therapy segment next. I thought this was god awful. These therapy segments have really not gotten me interested in the Alexa Bliss character. Damian Priest versus AJ Styles. Damian Priest lost to AJ. AJ got the win. We had a Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens backstage segment. We then had Miz TV, where they tried to be edgy and drop in, you're kind of taller than Ray. Are you sure Eddie's not your dad? That stuff to me is kind of cringe at this point. It was still cool. It popped me, but it's kind of cringe. That then led into the Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz. Dominic Mysterio got the win. We have Nikki ASH versus Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair got that win. Got the win in that match. That was a nice little match. Bianca Belair can sell, and I didn't know that, but she's a really good seller. We had 24/7 segment next. Dana Brooke and Reggie, I guess, are feeling each other. I'm not too sure. We had Kevin Owens versus Austin Theories. Kevin Owens got the win. 50-50 booking at his finest. We had Randy Orton and Matt Riddle backstage segment where Randy Orton was trying to explain to Riddle the opportunity that's at hand with the Elimination Chamber. Then we got a Veer Mahan video package. She's still coming to Monday Night Raw. We had a Lita and Becky Lynch promo. Becky Lynch basically saying she idolized Lita and she can't believe that it's gotten to this point. It then led to a little brawl. Lita hit her moonsault. We then had Kevin Owens, Adam Pearce, Sonia Deville segment next, where Kevin Owens thought since he beat Austin Theory that would take his spot. They told him that the Elimination Chamber qualifying matches were final. We had Liv Morgan versus Doudrop. Doudrop got the win. We then had Seth Rollins versus Riddle, which ended in the DQ after Kevin Owens got involved. It then led to the main event, the main event tag team match between RK Bro versus Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens got the win. Then we go to NXT 2.0, where the Creed brothers beat the Grizzled Young Veterans in the Dusty Rhodes Classic to get to the finals. Tiffany Stratton beat Wendy Chu. Pete Dunne beat Draco Anthony. LA Knight beat Sanga. Saray beat Dakota Kai. MSK beat Malik Blade and Edris Anofi to to punch their ticket to the Dusty Cup Finals to go against the Creed brothers, and Mandy Rose beat Kaylee Ray in the NXT Women's Championship match. We then had Io Shirai come out. So it looks like for the Women's Dusty Cup, we're going to get Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai as a tag team. Moving on to Friday Night SmackDown. We open with the Sonia Deville opening segment next, where she tried to fine Ronda Rousey $100,000 and have her suspended indefinitely. Adam Pearce came out and said that she must not have been checking her emails and that she was not allowed to touch Naomi during her championship match with Charlotte. Naomi then came out and smacked Sonya Deville. We then had the New Day, Big E, Kofi Kingston versus Los Lotharios. Los Lotharios got the win, 50-50 booking at its best, but it was still a fun match. We then had the Viking Raiders backstage interview that never happened because the Usos pretty much jumped them and took their, not mask, but their headwear is what I'll say, because I don't know what to exactly call it. We then had a Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman sit-down interview. Roman Reigns said he's going to Goldberg. We then led into Aaliyah versus Natalya. Natalya got the win. It was okay. I don't know why she had to get the win. We then transitioned into an Insane segment where Rick Boogs somehow got electrocuted when he went to grab the mic. I'm not sure how that happened. We then had Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin backstage segment next, where Madcap told Corbin he couldn't be in his corner. Happy Corbin versus Cesaro. Happy Corbin got the win. Solomon, I know we were flying through this. Remember when Cesaro was being pushed as a top guy?
Yeah, about last year.
Yeah, before DB decided to go to AEW.
Yeah. He was the most important thing to WWE, and during this time that you didn't even realize, because he was actually helping and protesting backstage to get a lot of people pushes that they deserve, such as Mustafa Ali, Cesaro, to name a few.
Yeah.
Now, ever since he left, you know what I'm saying, people who he was protesting to get pushed is not getting pushed.
Nope, not at all. And he just signed a new deal. They got him to sign and put him right back where they thought he belonged.
And a tag.
And getting beat by Happy Corbin. We then had a Madcap Moss, Drew McIntyre backstage segment where Madcap Moss was trying to get out of his match against Drew McIntyre at the Elimination Chamber, but Drew McIntyre was there and pretty much made Madcap Moss tell the doctor that he will be fighting Drew McIntyre in that match. We then had a Goldberg sit-down interview, and Goldberg said he's going to bring back the old Goldberg. Yeah. Your silence says everything. That's all I needed to hear. SmackDown Women's Championship.
He gonna bring back the old Goldberg. He is the old Goldberg. No pun intended. Well, pun intended then.
I mean,
I'm not believing a 50-year-old man is beating Roman Reigns. I'm not believing. It's not gonna happen unless they pull the ultimate swerve and have him defeat him at Saudi Arabia, and then have Goldberg drop the title back to Roman that following Friday on SmackDown, just to have him be the talking point during that week. I could see that happening, but it still won't be realistic. I mean, he could barely got Undertaker up. You think he gonna get Roman Reigns up for the jackhammer? Hell no.
I was thinking before we move on to the main event, I really took this into consideration. What if they really do that? Does that destroy the push of Roman Reigns? I
think it will hurt him tremendously. If he loses to Goldberg, it's 9 times out of 10 he's gonna lose. If he loses to Goldberg and then they put the title back on him on SmackDown, he's gonna lose to Brock Lesnar. I'm not gonna believe in this character no more. He's gonna have to disappear for a while. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know. WWE, we gonna see what type of booking they're gonna be doing.
Right. SmackDown Women's Championship match: Charlotte versus Naomi. This match was fantastic. Charlotte Charlotte got the win. It was never in doubt. The crowd wanted the Naomi title win. I wanted the Naomi title win, but instead they kept it on Charlotte, and then Ronda Rousey came out after Sonia Deville started beating up Naomi, and it looks like at the Elimination Chamber, we're getting Naomi Ronda versus Sonia Deville, Charlotte Flair. As much as I love the women in this match, I don't want to see it though.
Yeah, me neither.
All right, moving on to AEW. Ooh, AEW, right? Wrong show. The Young Bucks beat Roppongi Vice. Good match. Britt Baker beat Robin Renegade. Hook beat Blake Lee, and Jurassic Express defended the AEW World Tag Team Championships against the Gun Club. Now, moving on to AEW Dynamite. Salamander, we started with the MJF celebration. Wardlow comes down with cardboard cutouts. Different members of the Pinnacle are introduced. MJF comes in on the throne. I'm going to stop it there. He had two women with him. The first one kissed him on the cheek. Then he started full-blown making out with the other one. This is, to me, is a top 10 entrance. That's his girlfriend. That's his girlfriend.
Okay. I wanted to know who that he was tonguing down. I'm like, dang, he beat CM Punk and he just got girls just on his hip like that. Like, goddamn. But, hey, what a way to come out, though. You got to celebrate that.
To me, this is a top 10 entrance. And we hadn't even got started with anything. We hadn't got started yet.
You know what would be awesome?
What's that?
If Wardlow turned on him during his celebration.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because that's an easy transition into what happened. So MJF gets to bragging about beating CM Punk in Chicago. He then says, I'm going to thank the person who helped me win. And I'm thinking, it's MJF. He's probably going to say Sean Spears. He says Sean Spears. You could just, a lot of people have been praising Wardlow's acting. I'm going to chip in. His expressions, his mannerisms just scream superstar. He had the right amount of pissed look in his face when he thought MJF was going to say it was him, and he said it was Sean Spears. I was just looking at it. Did you see him hit the bottom?
Yeah. You know what I think with Wardlow? Some people are saying that they think Wardlow would be perfect in WWE. I think, depending on how AEW books his turn and book this rivalry between him and MJF, I think it's going to determine if he's going to stay with AEW or switch over. Because if he turn on them and then after the feud is over and Wardlow wins, if Wardlow don't capitalize off of this, he's going to leave. That's what I think. If they don't give him some type of singles push or give him some type of TNT title or anything soon after the breakup, I think he's going to leave. Because that's what it needed to lead into. Once he turned on it needed to lead into a singles push with him gaining some type of title. But if they don't do it, I think he's out.
I can see that. I really can see that. That's actually believable. So after that, he thanked. Go ahead.
But no, go ahead, finish.
Okay. I was going to say, after that led to CM Punk coming out.
Huh?
That led to CM Punk coming out saying he wants a rematch, but he didn't want the rematch against MJF. He wanted it against Wardlow, the real person who beat him. And then that's when FTR stepped up and said, if you want to get to MJF, you got to get through us. MJF then came in and said, you can't pick between Darby, Allin, and Sting, who were out there because CM Punk brought back up this time. So then MJF told him he had to find a partner. Now that segment's done, go ahead.
I was going to say this was a very, very, very strong segment. It had dynamic personalities. Everything about the segment was just fucking phenomenal. And the main event match to top it off. Oh my gosh. This whole fucking show was just so motherfucking amazing. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm a WWE guy, but AEW, they won this week. I say that flat out. I'm sorry, guys, if I hate you for that, but AEW they put on a Mac Marvelous show. Fuck it, let's say it. They put on the Mac Marvelous show. They won this week, and I would be surprised if they rating the show. But
it was 1.13 million.
Ooh.
They did a 0.41 in the 18 to 49.
Okay. So I think now because of what happened this week, their rating is really gonna boost next week for sure.
I can see it going down to about the 1 million straight out. Probably be like a 1.5.
You said they did 1.4.
They did 1.13 this
1.1. I think they will actually go up to like maybe 1.2 or maybe 1.3.
Really?
Because of what happened this week, it might make people tune in next week.
Okay. We had the Andrade, Sting, and Darby Allin backstage segment next, where both Darby Allin and Andrade are going for the TNT Championship. Not gonna lie, didn't think I wanted to see a Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Andrade triple threat for that TNT Championship, but I kind of want to see it. And you don't get too many multi-man matches like that in AEW.
I was just about to say AEW really don't put on like fatal four ways or triple threat matches though, but this will be a match I would like to tune into to see. And I think this is a chance to go ahead and put the belt on Andrade just to see, because you can still keep Darby, not Darby, but Sammy Guevara. You can still keep him strong by not taking the pin. So I think this would be the perfect opportunity to switch the title and just to see what Andrade do with it and everything. But if you don't work, if you get the title and don't work out, then go back to WWE.
I would say go back to AAA. Don't go back to WWE. Go back to AAA. Or better yet, go to Impact. You'll be appreciated in Impact.
I would say go back to WWE because it's his fiance there. Just to go back.
Why? So they can not be on the same show and be blatantly ignored like Jimmy and Naomi.
Touche, but it just seemed like it's worked better if you. I don't know. It feels so weird where you is in a promotion and your partner's in a rival promotion. That just seems so weird.
I mean, I guess, but if your promotion put on better product and shows, I'm gonna brag about it.
True.
I mean, even if my significant other was the world champion or the women's champion, or on WWE, I still laugh. Like, you see what they got you doing? They got you doing some goofy ass shit.
Yeah.
First match of the night: Blade versus Wardlow. Fantastic match. Wardlow won with the Powerbomb Symphony. Sean Spears came in and hit Blade with the chair afterwards. I really like this. I'm really liking Wardlow.
Did you hear the crowd?
The crowd. One more time.
The crowd was fucking phenomenal. Wardlow is one of the most over people in AEW right now. I see this Wardlow shit as like a motherfucking how it was with Batista and Evolution, where it was like you can tell Batista was soon about to turn and break away from Evolution. This is giving me that feeling.
He's not the only one.
And everything. So I fuck with it, man.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I've heard that comparison a lot in the IWC. Like, this is giving us Batista vibes.
Yeah.
He's going to be a big star. You just know it.
This motherfucking powerbomb is phenomenal.
Yes, it is.
They cheer with every powerbomb he did. Like, come on. Like, that's a basic move. For a big man, a powerbomb is a basic move, but he got that shit over. Every time he hit that shit, everybody fall in love with that.
Right.
And the city, they very passionate about wrestling. And man, I
did notice that.
Yeah, they very passionate, and there was the crowd and the commentary made this show phenomenal.
Commentary did a fantastic.
Phenomenal is not my word. I'm gonna stop saying that. The commentary and the motherfucking crowd made this show marvelous.
They talk about that, especially on when we get to what we need to get to. We had a Penta El Cero Mero video package next, talking about how when Pac blew the mist in his eyes, it kind of changed his perception. So now he's coming back, I guess, as a darker character. This might be a good little thing for him until Rey Fenix is back. I heard he's not going to be out too much longer. Next up, Salamander, we had the Inner Circle team meeting. Sammy Guevara, Jake Hager, and Chris Jericho came out together. Proud and Powerful came out separate, and Ortiz cut this fantastic promo. Santana cut this fantastic promo about how Ortiz was the only one who stopped him from dropping Chris Jericho, how they have never tasted AEW success, and when they were at the top getting ready to taste it, they had to run and help Chris Jericho. And I loved how Chris Jericho said that you robbed the people last week, the people who paid a ticket to see me. But then he also brought up how when they had that title match against the Bucks, they failed. And then Chris Jericho goes on to say, maybe I have the two wrong members of LAX. And that really pissed off Santana. Santana started choking him. I thought that just that alone, it added realism.
Yeah.
And then I like how Ortiz followed up and said, where I come from, we don't handle it by talking. We handle it by fighting. So next week, let's make it happen. And that's going to lead into, because Sammy Guevara left the group again. And now we're going to get Santana Ortiz versus Jericho and Jake Hager. This entire promo, this segment with the Inner Circle felt so real. And go ahead.
I could say Chris Jericho, he's a vet. And he's a McMarvelous vet. He fed off the energy perfect. I would say cutting one of the best promos of his career so far. He had some very solid points. I'm really invested into this storyline, and I just can't wait to see where it will go.
And you know what? It felt, and let me know if you disagree, but it honestly felt like Eddie Kingston was there, but he wasn't there. Because everything Santana and Ortiz says sounds like something that Eddie Kingston would say.
Yeah. You probably fed him the lines like, look, say this. The Santana and Ortiz is gonna be with Eddie Kingston. They gonna be with him sooner or later. It's just leading up to it, and I just can't wait to fucking see it.
Right. Next up, moving on. I gotta give you your flowers on this next one, Salamander. For 2 months, you've been saying Switchblade was coming.
Yup.
You've been saying it for 2 months. You said Switchblade on the way. I said, I don't think so. But tonight, on Wednesday, AEW Dynamite, Roppongi Vice, Young Bucks cutting the backstage promo. Fight happens. Adam Cole comes in and helps. He helps with the numbers. Next thing you know, out of nowhere, a guy comes up in his jacket. Looking at it, I said, "That's the Switchblade." Oh shit, Jay White's here. And I'm thinking, is he the guy? Is he the guy in the qualifier? That can't be right. But you've been calling it for 2 months. Salamander, take it away, man.
I've been saying it, guys. I keep telling y'all. To me personally, I really think, all right, so over there in New Japan, he had a good run, you know. And I think, you know, he had the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. You know, that was a good run from him. I believe he had a United States Championship too. That was also a good run. But once he captured the IWGP World Championship, that's where, and his title run wasn't really that long. So that's, to me, made me feel like, you know, he would be a good upper mid card out there in New Japan. But he's just probably not ready, or he's probably just, you know, not a good fit for the main event scene out there. But I really believe that he fits better over here in the States, whether that's with Impact, AEW, or WWE. And I really think that he should really stay over here because he's known to the people who watch professional wrestling everywhere, indies and all that. We know Jay White, but the people who really don't watch him like that, we don't. Them people really don't know him like that. But I think he can make a bigger name for himself over here in the States. I mean, shit. He got a good ass move set. The Switchblade, bro. He he phenomenal. Make Marvel. That's what I would say. And I just really hope that he stay over here in AEW for a little while before he go back over to Japan. And I really hope he do some damage over here in AEW. That way we be left begging for more.
My question to you is, before we move on, when do you think we get Kenny Omega back? And do you think Adam Cole is the one behind this and he's trying to destroy the elite from the inside?
That's a good ass question. Um, Kenny Omega, I think he's gonna be gone for at least probably like another month. He probably come back during Revolution. Um, but it could be Adam Cole. He could be making his own little spinoff of his little version of the Undisputed Era for AEW term. You know, if it is him, he's gonna take uh Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly. He probably take Jay White with him too. And we already know he's gonna take Dr. Britt Baker is gonna roll with her husband. It don't even matter. Uh, but I don't know. I don't know just yet who's really behind this or anything that significant to that. Uh, I would say I will watch for a few more weeks to really tell who's really behind it, or if it's really him trying to destroy it for the inside out or not. But hey, I mean, it's about time for the elite to get something because they've been running AEW for ever since they came up. So we'll see, though. I will see.
Right.
This shit was
Love it.
so fucking good, though.
So I want to put over the commentary, but like before I do that, we have the face of the Revolution qualifying match. Isaiah Cassidy versus a mystery opponent. So, Salamander, I called it. I said, based who was in the match, it was probably going to be Keithley. So, when Isaiah Cassidy came out, and I'm thinking, it's got to be Keithley. It can't be nobody else. And all you see is Keithley on the monitors, and his theme hit. You're still thinking like, no way, it can't be Keithley. But my goodness, he came out. The crowd already went nuts when they heard the new music. The guy in the crowd with his phone out saying, "Oh my God, it's Keithley." Perfect. They cut back to Isaiah Cassidy standing there looking shocked, knowing damn well he's gonna lose. Perfect. Keithley comes out, looks so much happier than he did. You see him tear up a little bit when he started walking.
Yeah, cause he just know, like, man, he like he just know, like, shit, like, it seems like when you were, especially if you're in the indies and you made a big name for yourself on the indies and you go to WWE, you just feel like you being like hushed and silenced and shit like that. Like, you can't do everything to your capability. But it seems like everybody who fucking left and went to AEW, they look like they are fucking happy. Like, you could just tell, like, they wrestling styles is getting better. They putting on back, like, make marvelous matches and everything. They just look happy. You could just tell, from John Moxley to Bryan Danielson to fucking uh Malachi Black to Miro and now Keith Lee. Like, yeah, they look fucking happy and they look like you could just tell, like, they probably look like the last couple of years he was depressed. And he was just like, he got a lot of weight off his shoulders. They just going in there and seeing it. Oh, and I missed one, Ruby Soho too. But just seeing them just enter into the motherfucking, once they come out that tunnel and they feel the vibes of the crowd loving them. it gotta make you tear up. If you don't tear up, you damn sure getting goosebumps. Damn sure. I know Keith Nichols was hard as hell. Paul.
So I went back and watched Ruby Soho, Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole.
That's gonna be my question to you. Who you think got the biggest pop when they made their debut?
Bryan Danielson.
Think so? Because I was gonna. Yeah, that is a hard one to think. That is a hard one because Adam Cole. I mean, that was kind of predictable for real, especially when the reports was coming out of how WWE basically disrespecting him. So at that point, I was like, yeah, it's Adam Cole coming, but when he still came, it was still exciting. Bryan Danielson, it was. And I have to roll with D-Bry.
I mean, if you think about it, nothing will touch CM Punk only because it was in Chicago.
Yeah, but still though, like.
I mean, that's Chicago. That's his backyard.
But
like anywhere else, he would have got that pop, but it wouldn't have been as loud as it was in Chicago.
I will have to, disagree with you on that. I think it don't matter if they was in Cincinnati, Ohio. They could be in Houston, Texas, L.A. They could be in motherfucking Miami. I think the pop would still be the same because it was so long awaited for him to come. Just like when Edge made his return in the Royal Rumble, he got that huge ass pop because we wasn't expecting it. So I think it really don't matter who it is, where that was at, he was gonna get that pop no matter what.
Okay. Now to put over the commentary team. And guys, it might seem like that we're just gawking at this. That's because we are. Because the commentary team, like you said, made this episode what it was. In the last 5 minutes, and this was right as Keithley got in the ring, we saw Switchblade Jay White. The inner circle just completely imploding. And now Keithley. That was 5 minutes of AEW television. Salamander, how happy did he look when he unzipped his jacket and there was no singlet?
Yes. Yeah. Show that body, boy. So I'd say if you got a 300-pound man that can do backflips and jump off the top rope and everything, let him do that shit. Don't try to put him on the ground and make him wrestle like the Big Show. Let him do that shit. Let him do what he's capable of doing.
Right. So now we have Isaiah Cassidy versus Keithley. He threw Isaiah Cassidy all the way across the ring.
I would love to go Isaiah Cassidy selling. His sales for Keithley. His sales got him over. I would say his sales really helped Keithley debut be more of an impact for it.
He put over Keithley as much as Keithley put him over. They put each other over. I mean, from Isaiah Cassidy selling, and he still got a nice match out of Keithley. And then the aftermath, after Keithley got the win, then Private Party tried to beat him up. Matt Hardy walked out through the crowd. Tony Schiavone said that's pretty erratic behavior. See that little tease for Jeff Hardy and the Hardy Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Keithley caught a diving Mark Quinn and gave him a powerbomb. How crazy is that? He caught a diving Mark Quinn and gave him 2 powerbombs. One on Isaiah Cassidy, the other one on the apron.
Hey, I just say it really shows how motherfucking glory he is. Like, it really shows his gloriness, and we just got limitless Keithley back.
The crowd singing "Bask in His Glory." This has to be, and I'm gonna just ask you: Is this the best debut we've seen in the past 5 to 10 years? Is it one of the best?
I would say it's not the best, but it is one of the best. But I would really say it's the best debut that we have in 2022 as of right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Unless we can get fucking Bray Wyatt to AEW or his return to WWE, either or wherever, I think that will be the next one to top it.
Okay, gotcha. We had a Mercedes Martinez Thunder Rosa promo package next. This is going to lead into their no disqualification match on Dynamite. I think on next week's Dynamite, I think this is going to be a great match. It's Mercedes Martinez and Thunder Rosa. I feel like they can do no wrong.
Mm-hmm. I got Thunder Rosa though.
Oh, I do too. I like that, and I said this last week, but I like how they have thrown that little added thing in there that Mercedes Martinez is here because of the doctor, because the doctor feels threatened by Thunder Rosa, but she hasn't been anywhere in the title pictures.
Yeah. It just shows you the impact that, because I really believe in they lights out match, Thunder Rosa gave the doctor a big ass run for her money. I think Thunder Rosa actually put the doctor to her limits, and that's the reason why she sent Mercedes Martinez out to help her, because she is afraid, because when she do get to that point, will she be officially the number one contender going for the title and shit, she already knows it's a huge chance. Like, it's a huge chance that she'll lose. So why not hire help? I'm gonna take her out before she can take me out. I'm gonna take her out before she can even get the chance to come for my title.
Love it. Moving on, we had FTR versus CM Punk and Jon Moxley.
The mystery opponent.
The mystery opponent, Jon Moxley.
And I didn't know that I really wanted to see Jon Moxley and CM Punk team up together until I seen this shit. Now I'm like, okay. Because I was really thinking maybe it's somebody from the Ring of Honor days when CM Punk was there. Maybe it could have been somebody from CM Punk past. Maybe it just could have been somebody that we was least expecting. Well, it was somebody we was least expecting. I didn't expect Jon Moxley, but when I got it, I wasn't disappointed.
No, definitely wasn't disappointed.
I saw at the end of the day, even though this match was good, I saw 4 WWE guys. It was good, but I saw 4 WWE guys
who look infinitely better than their times in WWE.
That's true, but hey, I mean, it was good. It's one of the best matches in Dynamite history so far, man.
I was going to say, welcome to AEW, where we appreciate tag team wrestling and we give it its proper amount of time.
Yeah, I would say the tag team wrestling AEW is fucking McMarvelous, because they actually give the tag team matches their due diligence. I said that word completely wrong, but they actually give their tag team division and matches time that they need and everything. So I really appreciate that for AEW. It seemed like no matter what they put on TV, wherever they put on TV, they try to make it the best thing ever. They don't just put shit on TV just to fill up slots. Everything that goes on TV, it means something. It has something to do with a storyline that they are currently pushing, or a storyline that they're going to push in the near future. But whatever that they show on TV, it really matters. And I really appreciate AEW for that. I really would say thank you to Tony Khan for that. And I just hope y'all keep it up. Just don't. Right now, y'all got everything going for y'all. Just don't get lazy. And like 10 years from now, y'all be doing this, so y'all start getting lazy and just start doing whatever. Don't do that. Don't go down the WWE route. You gaining a lot of fans right now for the content that y'all are producing. And I would say keep up the great work and do not fall back on that. Do not backtrack.
No, I definitely agree with you. One thing I wanted to add about this, CM Punk won. Now he gets a match with MJF anytime, any place, anywhere, basically. What if this is AEW's version of Money in the Bank for CM Punk, and he waits until MJF wins the world title?
I was just about to say that. If I'm CM Punk, I will wait until he have a fucking title on him, then challenge him. But what if it's a thing like, all right, I can have my match anytime, anywhere, at any moment, right? MJF wins the AEW World Title. CM Punk music hit. I'm about to challenge you right now for that title. Could happen.
Does CM Punk take the belt off of MJF, or could you have MJF win the belt in Chicago?
Win the belt in Chicago, and CM Punk music hit right after he win it. He challenged him for the belt, and CM Punk win it in Chicago.
So CM Punk like goes away for a little bit, licks
Either
his
or,
wounds.
they could do a lot of things. They could either have him go away for a little bit, or they can have him, still be in the mid card, but he just keeping his eye not in the mid card, but on the shows. He just keeping his eye on MJF because he's just waiting for his right opportunity. You basically you got over on me. You didn't win fair and everything, so you didn't win fair, so I'm gonna take this belt off of you, not fair. Same
Okay.
thing, like that's what I like about AEW. Even though you're a face and a heel, but it's like some faces can do heel shit, and it don't make them heel. That's why I truly believe that it's modern wrestling. Like, all right, it's an eye for an eye. You got me like this, I'm gonna get you like that. But I could still be a face. I ain't gotta be heel just because I did it. So I would keep him on TV, just have him like keeping an eye on MJF, like he following his move, trying to pinpoint when would be the right time to make that strike.
Okay, now I get it. Like they wouldn't interact, but you would just always know that CM Punk is in the shadow
Yeah, he's
waiting.
watching.
Okay, gotcha.
Got the eye of the tiger.
Right, gotcha. TBS Championship match next. Your girl Jade Cargill looks beautiful with the belt. She's defending
You gotta
against.
say it right. You be doing it with the doctor. We got the TBS champion, Jade Cargill. TBS.
Whoa. That ain't the same. Stop. Anyway, we do have the TBS champion, Jade Cargill, defending her TBS championship against AQA. Jade Cargill got the win. It wasn't the cleanest of matches, but I was very impressed with AQA. I was thoroughly impressed
with her, and I didn't know that she was actually trained by Booker T himself. And so this is a Booker T protege that I will keep my eye on now. Now I know that. But to me, I don't care what nobody say. Jade Cargill, every time she step in that ring, I think she get better.
Oh, every time.
Jade Cargill cannot do nothing wrong in my eyes. I would say that now. And I would leave it just like that too. She can't do nothing wrong in my eyes.
Well, you know she's training with Brian Daniels.
She about to be phenomenal. She about to be hitting those submissions.
I thought it was weird.
Very technical, so she's working on her technical skills. You could tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The ring.
Yeah, I was gonna say when she put in a little arm lock, the wrist lock. I said I ain't never seen Jade Cargill do that. Then the reports came out she was working with Brian Danielson. I said he about to get her right.
If you see Brian Danielson, you see the same thing that I saw in her. That she has the potential. She is the future of the AEW women's division. She is the future.
Yes.
So I will say that. I'll say the future too is they really got a good like vibe. I would say Jade Cargill, of course the Doctor, Thunder Rosa, Serena Deeb. And I would actually put Ruby Soho up there too.
Oh yeah. I mean, and then you got some other ones who's right there. They are just a little bit behind. Red Velvet, Chris Statlander.
Right there they right there on the borderline on the finish line, but they ain't crossed. I would say that.
Right. AQA, she's got a beautiful shooting star press.
Yes. She looked like a star in this match. I'm not gonna lie. She looked like a star in this match.
Yeah. I was saying about
physical gifts. Oh my god.
I want to say in about a year and a half, I want to see AQA in this TBS picture. I want to see her in this TBS championship picture.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing her actually taking the belt off of Jade Cargill.
Really?
If that mean that Jade Cargill will actually move up into the AEW women's title picture. Only if
Okay.
that means that. But AQA, she look like a star. She's a future star too. I would put her on that like that finish line. She didn't cross yet, but she's down there about. I get her like 6 months to a year before she really start making a name for herself.
They are slowly getting this women's division together, and it was the biggest criticism of AEW for the longest. Now you're starting to see it flourish.
AEW women's division so far is better than WWE. They don't produce 2-minute women matches. I can say that. They should give women the distance, and I appreciate that. They actually, what we've been protesting, AEW actually give women wrestling a chance, and I love that.
Love it. We then had Serena D versus Katie Arquette. This was not her first time in AEW. This was part of Serena Deeb's new Professors 5-minute rookie challenge. Serena D got the win in a minute.
I
You know,
fuck with that though.
I
I
like
fuck
it.
with that. It's like an open challenge shit to rookies though. I fuck with that. They give you the spotlight going up against this what a vet, basically Serena Deeb is the vet, and it's like you getting that spotlight, but it's your time. It's like when Kurt Angle was doing the was calling out, and then I forgot his name, but the Tough Enough winner came out. Like
Mhm.
when he was putting over people, like he did it. John Cena, he put John Cena, he got John Cena over, and the Tough Enough winner, he actually that went sideways. But I see something like that, how Kurt Angle was doing that shit, and so I could see that Serena D. Like as of right now, you're not gonna put her in the title picture because Thunder Rosa is in that. Basically, she about to be the number one contender and shit like that. I will keep Serena Deeb doing this for a while, for a little while. And next week, I would love if she do it again next week. I would love for this to be a weekly thing. So I would say next week, I would love for her to do like another one that's been on Dark AEW Dark Evolution. Was that Evolution,
El-
Elevation?
Evelate. Yeah.
So I would love to see her face one of the women that really be on that show, really have it be on Dynamite for like the next 2 weeks. Then hit her with a returning Hiroshita, and then that would actually be a challenge for her.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, you know me. I've been really big on Serena Deeb. So she's top. She's one of the top 5 male or female women's wrestlers in AEW.
I agree.
Let me ask you this: if they did do men's versus women, how about a Bryan Danielson versus Serena Deeb?
I don't know because if I see if it's gonna be an
Intergender.
yeah, if it's gonna be an intergeneral match, I would really love to see like it got to be something like all right, like I have to see somebody like Jay Cargill because she actually got the
Okay.
strength that's like that's believable, you know. But she looked like she could flex a man for real and put a man in the presser. Like it looked like that's believable. So I would love to see like a woman of her physique like that face a man if they gonna do that.
I guess I was just more so thinking about it from the technical side, because you're gonna get a technical master class with these two.
But I don't know if I would want that though. Like I don't know if I would really want to see a man and woman wrestle a technical match for real. I would really much rather see like a man coming out. He thinking like, yeah, I got this shit. It's a female man, and then she just take him and like he underestimate her, and she really just like beat his ass. And not really beat his ass, but like hit him with the power moves and shit, like a was it military press and shit like that above the head, drop him. It's like like he really got caught off guard, no matter who the man is, like something like that. And
Okay.
I would like to actually, if they do one like that, I would really like to see um, Sammy Guevara and Jay Cargill. I think that she would toss his ass around the ring.
You could have said Jay Cargill, Darby Allin.
Or that. Just I would like to see if we do one. I would like to see her against like a small guy and put her over it because she is very strong and she's like one of the strongest women on AEW right now.
Okay. I don't know though. You know, Darby Allin be throwing his body all recklessly. She might mess around and get hurt for real. He come out there with them shoulders.
I wouldn't want to see Darby Allin right now because until she gets better, but she would have to face somebody who will actually do the job and do the sales and everything. Like it would have to be somebody who'll get her over.
Right. Now I got you. We had the Gun Club promo package. Next, this hyped up the Rampage match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. We then had the Texas Death Match win by knockout or submission only. The AEW World Championship is on the line. Cowboy shit. Hangman Adam Page versus Lance Archer. Lance Archer lost. Hangman Page got the win with the buckshot lariat over the referee's back and through the tables they had set up outside. Solomon, this was a very violent match. It was a great main event. It really added that last little chef's kiss to a fantastic episode of Dynamite.
I would really say, this match it was great. But I would really say the matches against the two Adam Page and Lance Archer is good, but just the build up to it, I didn't really care for it. Yeah, I just think it wasn't that much build up. I don't know if they didn't have the chemistry on the build up, just talking wise, but they sure did have the chemistry in the ring. But outside the ring, I don't think they had the chemistry. But the match was good. It's not. I would really say the only thing about this that took away from the match is just the build up to it. I didn't really care for it.
So I think I have a theory about how people are feeling about Hangman Adam Page. The theory is that you love to see the chase, but once you see the chase and they get the belt, there's nothing more because you were more interested in the chase. So now, the story isn't there, and I definitely agree there. The build-up wasn't there, but I think Hangman Page's title run is going to be defined strongly and solely on what his matches in the ring were.
Exactly. But I really think his title reign really gonna matter who takes the belt off of him.
It could be Adam Cole. Adam Cole did come out and put the belt on him.
Yeah.
I don't think Adam Cole should be winning it now. I think Adam Cole should be. If I'm being honest, I would want MJF to be Hangman. I want CM Punk to be MJF, and I want Adam Cole to beat CM Punk.
So you there's a calling down now. At Revolution, Adam Cole taking the belt off of Adam Page. Adam versus Adam. And Adam Cole, he's gonna hold it for just I don't know how long, but MJF will take the belt off of Adam Cole.
But they're both heels.
Adam Cole might turn face or something, but it's AEW. They'll do a heel versus the heel. AEW not WWE. AEW give us what we want to see.
Right.
In that rhyme.
Right.
But so far, Raw, I'm giving Raw a motherfucking 7. What you give Raw?
I'm giving Raw. I'll give Raw a 6.
I give NXT a motherfucking 6.
I'll go 4 for NXT.
And I'm gonna give SmackDown 8.
9, that main event. No, 7, that main event. That main event saved it. Nothing really happened.
Rampage, I'm gonna give Rampage. I'll give Rampage an 8 also.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.
But to top it all off, I'm giving Dynamite a flat out 10. I'm breaking the scale. I'm giving it a 12.
I'm going 12. I'm going 12 with you.
You gotta break the scale on this shit, man. They did everything that they possibly do. They shocked us and all that shit. They shocked us with it.
I mean, the destruction of the Inner Circle, the debut of Keithley, Jay White, a fantastic main event, a fantastic tag team match with FTR, CM Punk, and Jon Moxley, and a great Jay Cargill, and really put over a debuting AQA. That is like a 10 out of 10 show.
Yeah. Anytime Jay Cargill is on Dynamite, it's a fantastic show.
The TBS championship being defended on TBS. Who would have thought?
Right. But this week of wrestling, I'm giving this week of wrestling a motherfucking 8.
I'm giving it a 10 solely on how AEW performed.
AEW carried this week, and in my opinion, AEW fucking won.
That's not even a question.
Which is why you guys who's listening to this is the reason why we just skimmed through everything just to talk about AEW, because AEW took the fucking show this week.
If you didn't like AEW this week, that just
Who's
true
not
to
a
me.
wrestling fan, man? If you don't like if you didn't like AEW, you just don't fucking like wrestling. That's all I gotta say, man. Because this shit was fucking phenomenal. And me being a WWE geek, a WWE mark, or whatever you want to call me, and I'm actually been watching AEW consistently for a good 2 months. And as y'all can see, I'm actually is getting fond of AEW. I'm giving it its props. I love wrestling, and if you can tell the right stories and put on the right matches, I'm a fan. And AEW so far, yeah, they have not disappointed me.
It's the place of professional wrestling. It's the home of professional wrestling. It's why Kyle O'Reilly says he wants to be a pro wrestler. Everybody, Brian Danielson said, I want to be a pro wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk, I just want to wrestle.
Yeah, you want to wrestle or not do no goofy shit, go to AEW. Flat out. Anything else you want to say about this week of wrestling?
Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Keith fucking Lee.
He's the talking point.
Fucking Lee.
He's the talking point. He's the talking point, man. I thought it was either gonna be him or Karrion Kross. I wouldn't even call him Karrion, because if you come to AEW, he's gonna be back Killer Kross. But hey, I would say now, since he's there, Mia Yim, she's coming. They building up their women division. They just probably waiting for the right moment to bring her in. But AEW stole the show this week. AEW.
He just looks so fucking happy.
I love to see that. If you're not happy with what you do, you need to find something different. And everybody who's made the switch to AEW, even the people who's on AEW, look happy. They look like this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be.
Salamander. He walked out with the hood covering his face, and once he brought it back, you just saw. It's just like the Ruby Soho thing. When you've been in WWE for so long, and those people aren't cheering for you like you would be getting cheered, it really weighs on you. But then once you come out and you hear how the crowd responds to you, it really puts you back into, this is why I do it.
Exactly. All right, guys, that was it for that week of wrestling. Now we got some news for you guys. We got about 6 to 8 stories to talk to you guys about. So, without further ado, let's cue that news. So, with the first story today, you got Kofi Kingston and Big E will no longer be called the New Day on TV, at least for now. Ever since Big E had officially been moved back to SmackDown, the duo they've been referenced by their individual name, Kofi Kingston and Big E, and not as the New Day. Now, perhaps there's some type of bigger plan that's in place for the group, or perhaps WWE has just lost faith in the group. What do you think? WWE is going to be going with the New Day. What do you think their plans are? Do you think they're lost in the shuffle right now because they don't have Xavier Woods, or do you think I don't know, because when they had that match, it was promoted as Big E and Kofi Kingston versus the Los I can't pronounce it, but
Los Lotharios.
Yes, So
I just think it's WWE being weird because all three of them are not there. You don't want to reference them by the New Day. So I just think they're being weird, if I'm being honest. This team will forever be known as the New Day. Whether it's all three, Biggie and Xavier, Biggie and Kofi, Kofi, Xavier, Xavier, Kingston, however you want to do it. Whether it's all three or two of them, they'll always be known as the New Day.
moving on to our second story of the day, we got Ronda Rousey. She will return to the ring at WWE Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia next weekend. So, it was announced after SmackDown that Ronda Rousey she will team up with Naomi to take on the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair and Sonia Deville in a tag match. Now, is this something interesting that you would like to see, or is it something you'd be like, they're just trying to fill up the match card?
I'm going to give it credit because this gives us 3 women's matches at the Elimination Chamber.
And that is true. And I think they're doing something because they seen how Ronda Rousey she was rusty in the ring. So, and I'm pretty sure they heard all of the fans talk about it, how they was kind of like upset with her performance in the ring. We already reported last week that they sent her a ring at home so she could train at home. And I think that them putting her in a tag match is just gonna try to get her more over with the fans, as protecting her to her great ability until we see her full fledged at WrestleMania. Just like how they did with Undertaker, he had that horrible match with Goldberg, and then they ended up putting him in the tag match with what was it, Drew McIntyre? It was Roman Undertaker versus Drew McIntyre and Shane, and then Undertaker looked fucking fantastic in that match and shit like that. So I think they going that route with Ronda Rousey. She gonna come in. She's probably not even gonna start. It's gonna be motherfucking Naomi and Sonya Deville that's probably gonna start. But when she get her tags and get her touches, she's gonna look phenomenal. And anytime that she's in that ring, they're protecting her at all costs, and hopefully she get her ring rust out of there by the time WrestleMania comes. We actually see her in a 1-on-1.
As good as they think the match is going to be, it won't even scratch the surface of what we just got on SmackDown of Naomi and Charlotte. It won't even scratch it. I honestly think, and I hate to be this way because we love women's wrestling on this channel, I think that Charlotte versus Ronda match is going to be one of the worst matches at the pay-per-view.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be. I know I'm going to go on record and say not for certain, but 80% of me feels like that's going to be the worst match on night one, and it's probably main eventing.
Of course, yeah.
So what a way to go home.
Yeah, I can see it main event too. We got moving on to our third story of the day. We got former WWE superstar Mojo Raleigh. He had got engaged to be married. Mojo Raleigh, he popped a big question to his girlfriend Grace, and he proposed in Savannah, Georgia. Now, on behalf of WBPTV, Emilio Salamander, and KB DeMark, we would like to send our congratulations to the couple.
Nah, definitely. And is it me, or would you love to see Mojo Raleigh in Impact?
He will be a great ass fit with that. I would, him and Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
You like to see them team back up?
No,
What if they start a faction that Mojo Raleigh, Matt Cardona, and Kurt Hawkins?
No,
Because they
Matt
all
Cardona
have experience with each other. Kurt Hawkins and Matt Cardona, they got experience together. And then Matt Cardona and Mojo Raleigh, they got experience together. So why not? There's chemistry there.
No, Salamander. Matt Cardona has hit a level of superstardom since he left WWE. He's a champion. I think he's a champion in 12 different promotions. No, he's bringing in as much money as a Moxley,
he can run that faction though. Like they can have Mojo Raleigh and Kurt Hawkins would be the tag, and he just run that faction. He'd be the leader. He ain't even got to tag up with them. It's just they be his muscle.
No, because you know what that's going to remind me of? Zack Ryder. And he's completely destroyed that gimmick. and he's got a better gimmick as Matt Cardona.
I respect that. Yeah. Moving on to our fourth story of the day, we got AJ Styles. He thinks WWE will only use former stars when it comes to working with other promotions. So to explain that more, he thinks when WWE will bring back like what they would do like the quote unquote forbidden door, open that up. He basically saying that he thinks WWE will only bring back ex WWE stars that work for these other promotions. Um, they already did it once with Mickie James making her appearance at the Royal Rumble. Is there anybody else that you think that they could possibly call over? I mean, if they call over Christian Cage, do you think that would be a good thing? Or if they use anybody from like Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan that was with WWE? Who would you like to see them work with if they somehow do this Forbidden Door open again, how they did with Mickie James at the Royal Rumble?
I don't want to ever see WWE do the Forbidden Door again because they don't know how to play fair. Second off, I don't know what AJ thought. Did he think they were going to send a Braun Breaker? No, they're going to send. They're going to want stars that's already been with the company. Nobody thought. Nobody thought a Sammy Guevara was going to be in the Royal Rumble. Nobody thought of Darby Allin. It was always the Cody Rhodes, the John Moxleys, CM Punk maybe, Bryan Danielson maybe. The Matt Cardonas, the Kurt Hawkins. I'm sorry, Brian Myers. That's his new name. Brian Myers. It was always them. We weren't shocked when we saw Mickie James. Who else they gonna throw? You see who else they tried to grab? The Iconics? No. Nia Jax? No. Like, you see who they tried to get. I said the Iconics, I'm sorry. The Inspirations. Like, he's not calling, he's not calling the Petey Williams, the Josh Alexanders, he's not calling them. He's calling people who've already been in the company. He's not really interested in the Forbidden Door. It's just a great concept that he can bring somebody over who works in a different company who was just under the WWE banner. And now, is that really the Forbidden Door? Or is that just calling in a favor?
I will say that's more of a favor for a favor type shit. But I think more of a Forbidden Door would be if how they partner up with Impact. If it was a motherfucking, I would even say Deonna Purrazzo, she would have came. I would consider that an open door, even though she was with WWE before, but she really made a name for herself when she switched over to Impact. But like I would think more of like a Moose making his appearance there. I think that would be more of an open door policy thing that they had, or not open door, but forbidden door policy that they had. If that was the case, I really look at this as a favor for a favor type shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, who else would they want to bring in? Like you said, they're not bringing in a Moose.
They bought in a favor for a favor because WWE fucked up, and this intertwines with our fourth story of the day. They fucked up so on Mickie James, so they wanted to make it better with her when they gave her that trash bag shit. And this is intertwines with our fourth story with our next story. Mickie James says Nick Khan personally apologized to her for the trash bag incident. Now, WWE brought in Mickie James this year for the Women's Royal Rumble match, and this marked her first appearance with the company since they released her in 2021. Now, she will go on to say in an interview that she said Nick Khan had came up to her at the Royal Rumble and apologized. She didn't even know if he was a part of or a part of the company at the time, but she hadn't met him at all. But just the fact that he apologized, because it seemed like Nick Khan, since they hired him, it seemed like he's trying to take blame for all of the big like fuck ups that WWE did. Like all the releases that they saying he even said like don't blame Vince, I take blame for it type shit too. But at the same time, WWE hired this man. He has no previous wrestling experience. Like he haven't never worked at a wrestling company at all. You know? So WWE hired this man to help the company make money. So you hire a businessman to make your company money who necessarily don't really understand wrestling. So when you do that, you get incidents like this happening. You get motherfuckers like they releasing the big stars like Samoa Joe, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, etc., etc. Why? Because to him, he thinks, all right, you're not really using these guys to their to their full capability, and we wasting money. You want me to make you money, so let's let go of the guys that you're not using. That way, we get more money and everything. Like he was the guy that actually helped WWE get they deal with Peacock. He was the guy that helped WWE get the deal with Fox. So to him, he think he's doing nothing wrong. Because like I say, he has no wrestling experience at all. He don't understand wrestling, the company, that all that stuff. So that explains why the WWE is making the dumb decisions that we as fans think are dumb decisions. And but on the business standpoint, I mean, he's doing his job. His job is to bring the company money. He bringing them money. Even though they're releasing all these people, they're not losing no money though. So I mean, can't really be mad at this man. But at the same time, you can be mad at him as a fan. But on a business standpoint, he's doing what he's doing what he was brought in to do.
Yeah, Salamander, and I hate to make this comparison. It's like politics, when DT won the presidency. You guys said you guys were sick of politicians, so a businessman decided to run. He ran it. He run this shit like a business.
Yep,
He
exactly.
bringing in hella money. Well, y'all don't like how he's handling everything else. Well, you didn't bring in a politician. You brought in a businessman. He's trying to bring money, jobs, and make this economy better. It's just like in WWE. They brought in Nick Khan to make them money. And guess what? He's made them a lot of money. He's doing his job. See, the wrestling geeks and the nerds, the marks, you have to separate the business aspect from the wrestling aspect. Even though they do intertwine because you do need superstars to make you money. You do need superstars to make you money. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to separate business from wrestling.
Exactly.
He makes the business side of it glow. I mean, they're bringing in billions of dollars in a quarter. I think they brought home $1 billion last quarter. You can't tell me.
That's why I'm saying like
can't.
he's doing it. He's doing what he's brought in to do. Now, do you agree with the way that he's going about things? No, not necessarily. But he's doing what he was brought in to do.
Yeah, it's like you can't get mad at Nick Khan. Nick Khan is simply doing his job. You got to get on the creative aspect. Yeah, I mean, in a way, do you really want to pay somebody north of $1 million if you're not using them?
Yeah, true. Because at that point, you just waste the money. You
Yeah,
losing money because you're not capitalizing off of this guy being on TV. So at this point, you just paying him just to sit at home and shit. So why not let him go? And if you paying him two million, if you paying him $2 million for 4 years, $2 million per year, or whatever, or 2 million, or just in total, his contract for 4 years, $2 million. You save that $2 million. Go ahead, let him go. If we're not gonna use him, you ain't use him in like 6 months. You have plans for him? Okay, terminate it. Boom. On to the next one. It seems like that's like the move that they making. But like I said, as a wrestling fan, you could be mad all you want because you like, man, it don't make sense. But if you're looking at it as a business standpoint, they winning. I mean, WWE, they ain't going down or nothing. You think about it like that. On the business side, they not. On the fan side, yeah, they're decreasing. But on the business standpoint, they still the number one company.
$1 billion is $1 billion. There ain't no way around it. And WWE is a globally traded company. So this ain't doing nothing but increasing the stocks. Guess what? That's bringing the company more money.
They travel
He
the world. Everybody, people in Mexico, India, they got performance centers in fucking India. Like, they are everywhere. Moving on to our next story, we got WWE officially offered a contract to former Ring of Honor Our next story, we got WWE officially offers a contract to former Ring of Honor's Women's World Champion, Roxy. Now, would you like to see Roxy in WWE? You know, she's 20 years old right now. She's been training since she was 13. And she be getting great reviews on her in-ring work. Do you think she should go to WWE or do you think she shouldn't? Because do you think like she been training since she was 13, so we already know she can work in the ring. So do you think WWE will actually ruin her character or do you think they will actually like build her character up?
I wouldn't want to see her go to WWE yet, only because their women's division is not what it used to be. They're only utilizing the four horsewomen and Bianca Belair. Everybody else is just there. You're just there. You're not contending for championships or anything like that. I would honestly like to see her go to Impact. They have the best women's division out. Or better yet, go overseas. Go to New Japan, learn that New Japan style and Stardom or Shimmer. Somewhere other than WWE, sometimes I feel like that leap to WWE can be a really big jump. And in WWE is sink or swim. They're going to throw you out there, and if they don't like the reaction that they see, you're not going to be doing much of anything.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we got a former WWE NXT star signed a full-time deal with AEW. Now we already talked about her during our Dynamite review, and Tony Khan was very impressed at AQA. He offered her a deal, and they officially tweeted out, "It's all elite." So AQA is officially all elite, and she officially with Dynamite. Well, not Dynamite, but with AEW. He called her a shooting star. She's a star in the making. I will say that. Great signing for AEW. Great signing. Great signing. I have no complaints about this signing. Booker T did a phenomenal job of training her. I was her match against Jay Cargill. She looked like a star. She looked like a fucking
You
star.
you definitely hit it on the head. She is a star in the making. She's got all the makings of a star. That shooting star press is gonna win her a lot of titles in AEW. When she gets to everything together, and Booker T has done a phenomenal job training her. When she gets everything together, I can see that shooting star press being one of the moves that's gonna be over in AEW. They're gonna love it.
Oh, our next story, we got the Boogeyman resigns to WWE. There's not really no detail on his contract or how many years he resigned or anything like that, but it's official. He's coming. He's making his return to WWE. Not sure when, or not sure how they're gonna use him. If they just sign him to be a backstage or just a one-off, or a here and there. Maybe he be in the 24/7 lineup. You don't know. But Boogeyman is coming back. How do you feel about it?
I think that's a nice little signing for them. If he wants to come in, be in the mid card, or if he wants to, um, be in the 24/7 nonsense, that's fine too. Or if he's going to be just making one offs, that's good too. He was always somebody I liked when he was in his era.
Yeah. All right. Now, last story of the day. Now, as of recording this is Saturday. By the time y'all guys hear this will be Sunday. Now, we all know what's coming up on this Sunday. It's going to be the motherfucking NFL Super Bowl. We got the motherfucking Cincinnati Bengals, which is my favorite team, versus the Los Angeles Rams. Now, we already know during the Super Bowl is one of the biggest weekends of the century, the biggest weekend of the year. And it costs a lot of fucking money to get a commercial aired during the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
But money ain't shit to WWE. WWE is reportedly that WWE would air multiple WrestleMania commercials during Super Bowl, during the Super Bowl. So WWE trying to capitalize off of this. I believe the Super Bowl will be aired on NBC this year, which makes sense of why WWE is trying to capitalize on the promotion of this since they do have an exclusive deal with Peacock. So it does make sense of why they're trying to capitalize and try to get any and all fans to tune in on April. Do you think this is a smart move by WWE?
Absolutely. You just brought in $1 billion. Let's just throw what 3? Let's just throw 3 to 10 million out there to get like 3 commercials on the Super Bowl.
Why
It's
not?
on NBC. Why not?
Why not? I think this is actually a good business move. Like I could shit, motherfucking Nick Khan is probably behind this, but it is a smart move. This will actually be my first time that I actually see a WWE commercial during the Super Bowl. Uh, I don't think I ever recall seeing anything wrestling related during this time of the Super Bowl at all. But they are airing WrestleMania commercials for the Super Bowl, so let's see, man. I hope it gets some people back to come back. I mean, well, no, I take that back. They did run commercials during the Super Bowl before. It was during the Super Bowl that happened in 1999. That was the last time they ever did a campaign for the Super Bowl, and it was to promote that Attitude Era. So it's been about 10 years, a little over 10 years since they aired a commercial during the Super Bowl. It's a smart business move. It's a smart business move for WWE. Hopefully they capitalize and this be like the biggest Super Bowl, not Super Bowl, but be the biggest WrestleMania that a lot of people tune into just because of the potential promotion of it. I mean, the Super Bowl average at least like what 10 million viewers and shit. So I mean, you gonna see 10 million people gonna see a commercial. A little over 10 million people gonna see your commercial. So there's a chance that you could bring home a lot of motherfucking people. And I actually said that wrong. Not 10 million. I'm sorry. They actually average between 91 million to 100 million people who watch the fucking Super Bowl. So this is a motherfucking phenomenal, marvelous move and everything. And the Super Bowl would live air on NBC and it would be streamed on Peacock. So a lot of people is going to see this shit. No matter where you watch it at, a lot of people is going to see these commercials. And yeah, it's a good move. It's a good move. My question to you: Who you think they're gonna show to promote this motherfucking WrestleMania? Because I'm pretty sure they ain't got their whole match card lined up yet. Um, I could really see Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns taking the forefront and doing this individual commercial.
Um, I'll go. Hold on, you said the last commercial was 99,
Yeah,
so that's like
99. They look like
23 years.
it had. It looked like it was probably like like the big people who was running that time, like The Rock, Undertaker, Triple H. You know, they was all made an appearance for this commercial just to promote the Attitude Era shit. But this time they promoting WrestleMania, so it have to be something intertwined with WrestleMania wise. So I think they shit. It looked like the biggest match of WrestleMania, which would be Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Shit. So I think I think they would be the headline of at least one of the commercials because they talk about airing multiple. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna air the same commercial multiple times. Pretty sure it's gonna be different commercials each time, but I say at least one of the commercials will at least feature Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Maybe one will feature Ronda Rousey too. I mean, shit, Ronda Rousey is a known face. Hey, I will say put your known faces on it.
So it's been a little bit over 20 years. I think they'll show one where they used to where they will show what they used to do and it transitioned to what they're doing now. Brock and Roman will definitely take over one, and I believe Ronda Rousey and Charlotte will probably take over another.
That's
So
good.
you sell your main talking points or your main selling points.
How do you think they go about the commercial though? Like, do you think it's like talk about the rivalry shit, or do you think it just be more of a thing like how the commercial was in '99?
I think they'll show different clips over the years since the last time they've done a commercial, and then by the end of the commercial, it'll transition to them talking about AT&T Stadium two-night event. I gotta ask you this: there's a report going around, and I thought you had it in the news. You don't, so I was gonna save it till now. There's a report going around that WWE is interested in Jade Cargill. She had a tryout before; they didn't go with her. What do you do if you're
No,
Jade Cargill?
no. Stay AEW. Stay AEW. At least until you get your, because she's still green in the ring. Even though every time she steps in the ring, she gets better. But I would stay. I would say really stay where you at right now, because it's going for you. You know, what's not broke, don't fix. You know, and everything going for you good right now. So just stay. There's no need for you to leave and go somewhere else. What you need is right here. Stay where you at. I'm a WWE mark. My heart is the WWE logo, but my thing is no, don't do it right now. At least if you're gonna do it, at least now is not the time. I will wait some more.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
I will wait. All right, so that's it, guys. This week of wrestling. We really skimmed through the whole week and really just focus on the main point because AEW and in my opinion, as me, Camilio Salamander, and KP the Mark, we really believe AEW hit it on the mark. And this was just their week. So shit. We gave the full focus on Dynamite because shit, Dynamite produced a better wrestling show this whole week. They carried this whole week. Week 6 was motherfucking Dynamite. It was AEW's week. They had to capitalize on it because of what's going to happen next week of the go home shows to Saudi Arabia of the Elimination Chamber match in Saudi Arabia. So they had to capitalize on that. Try to get as many people over before WWE do what they do. But knowing WWE, these go home shows going to be ass. And I can just imagine how the event in Saudi Arabia is because so far since they've been in Saudi Arabia, uh, I don't think any of them shows was actually good at all. The only good thing that came out of Saudi Arabia was Titus O'Neil tripping and falling during the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Should we give them a spoiler?
Go ahead.
You sure? Nah, I don't think they need to know. Should we give it to them? I mean, you look. You tell me. If you say yes, I'll give it to them. If not,
Go ahead.
ladies and gentlemen, Sami Zayn is your new Intercontinental Champion.
I thought you was gonna say something about Goldberg.
No,
I thought you was gonna say Goldberg.
nah. That's huge.
I'm saying this: if Goldberg wins, we protest. We gonna
Nah.
we gonna
I'm gonna just sit down because I called it.
Goldberg wins next week for week 7. We just will talk about AEW. We won't even give WWE any review because this shit is
Whoa.
Because why? Why? Roman is like, what, 34, 36? Goldberg is like 56. What the fuck? That's like Roman losing and fucking tapping out to the figure 4 to Ric Flair. That's what the fuck? Your legs are so fragile. You old. It's not believable, man. Like, you can barely get anybody up and all that. Like, come on. And Goldberg, man, I mean, shit, so far, all the Saudi matches, he has been looking phenomenal. Not really looking phenomenal. They just been booking him like that. I mean, shit. It seemed like Goldberg's undefeated and fucking, he lost to Undertaker. But that match was like, you don't even want to talk about that shit. But
He buried the Fiend in Saudi Arabia, and he ain't been right since.
that should never happen. Should never happen at all. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's it, guys. Let us know in the comment section below how you feel about this week of wrestling. If you listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, or anywhere you get your podcast from, go ahead and leave us a rating and everything. Once again, I'm Camilio Salamander. Got KB the Mark.
If y'all don't put a 10 out of 10 for AEW, it just goes to show that you're a true AEW hater and you don't like professional wrestling.
I agree with that. But yeah, if y'all guys fuck with us, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and share our videos to all of y'all friends who y'all know who like wrestling and everything. Go ahead and get our name out there. You know, we do everything in the world of professional wrestling. You need some news, you want reviews, you want stories, anything like that, you can catch it here. Why go anywhere else to get your wrestling news? And you can catch it here on the WBP TV. With that being said, we'll see y'all next week on week 7. And, you know, do some marks.
I started with nothing and came out a king.
Yeah.
I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings.
I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings.
It's been me and my team and we chasing the green.
Me and the team and we chasing the green.
My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.
I'm ballin' for free, yeah.
My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.